Right, Christian attitudes to contraception. Let's look at each different type. So, artificial contraception, for example, the condom, the pill, the coil, these examples, yeah? We're going to look at Catholic, absolutist view, Protestant, liberal view, Protestant, relativist view. So, Catholic absolutist view on artificial contraception is seen as wrong because it's a barrier to new life. You know, there's a duty to have many children, and if you are using contraception, that is seen to be therefore wrong because they believe that sex has a purpose for creating children. If you're not having children, why are you having sex? That's lustful. That's the idea. As a result, the Pope, the Benedict, and I think the Pope still today is actually saying, well, no, the Pope still today has still said that contraception, condoms are seen to be wrong. Protestant view is that, or the liberal or the relativist view is that, it's approved within marriage as it allows a couple to develop intimacy and express love through sex without having to try for a baby. And it allows that intimacy to grow without someone having more children than they can handle. And it allows them to plan for their family and to have the children when they're ready. So that's probably the more loving thing to do. The more you'd rather be born as a child in a circumstance where the family could support you rather than not. So that's a more Protestant relativist view. Then we've got our emergency contraception, something like the morning after pill. Well, Catholics consider this to be seen as wrong because the morning after pill, because life begins at conception, remember from medical ethics, you knit me together in my mother's womb. So it says, do not commit murder. So as a result, you are killing that embryo, therefore you are killing a life. So emergency contraception in morning after pill is often seen to be wrong under some Catholic interpretations or absolutist interpretations. Relativist, non-literalist, Protestant interpretation accept that it may be necessary to use in some circumstances, particularly, for example, rape. Surely it's more loving and, golden rule, etc. If you were in that situation, what would you do to allow that emergency contraception to occur? What about natural contraception? So this is a river method or the withdrawal method. So river method, having sex at times when the woman is least likely to be pregnant. Withdrawal method, having sex and then pulling the penis out of the vagina at the point before ejaculation. This is the only method that strict Catholics accept, absolutist Catholics would accept, because they believe that these are methods given by God to help a couple plan for a family and to not completely prevent the possibility of new life. So, okay, that's all right. You might have a child, you might not. Okay, that's all right. Okay, if you don't happen to be pregnant, well, that's God's will. The Protestant relativist view is actually within marriage, that's fine. If you want to do that, but if you want to use artificial contraception, that's okay too. Some people might say that this A star. If we are not allowing contraception, we're also therefore allowing particularly condoms. That therefore, and we're not promoting that idea, that could actually lead to the spread of HIV and AIDS and sexual diseases. So some people say, for the sake of your own safety, it is best for people to use contraception, and it could be seen as a sin by omission not to use contraception because you're not protecting yourself, because you could have sex and not use contraception and find yourself in a rather sticky situation.